You'll see that this water does not share Lake Pukekohe's majestic blue, rather it is a chalky, milky grey. This water contains a type of sediment
down. You see a little shark tooth looking mountain poking up from around the corner. That's Mount Tasman. That's our second tallest mountain in New Zealand. So we've got the tallest and second tallest right there. And when ice is really, really new, when it happens.